Well, hey there moviegoers, it's Alex again with another edition of Talkies. This week I'd like to talk to you guys about Arthur. Arthur, rated PG-13, is directed by Jason Weiner and starring Russell Brand, Helen Mirren, Greta Gerwig, and Jennifer Garner. The film is a remake of the 1981 film Arthur, starring Dudley Moore, Liza Minnelli, and John Gielgud. The film follows an alcoholic billionaire playboy who's forced into marrying a woman he doesn't love for a business partnership. Leaving this engagement would result in losing his inheritance. Well, he falls in love with another girl, so now he has to decide between the girl and the money. First in the cast is Russell Brand. Now if you saw last week's episode, you know how much of a fan I am of his. He was absolutely on fire in this movie. Everything that came out of his mouth was a stitch. He's got this really thick English accent that's really hard to understand, if you're not used to it. But it's just part of his charm. Brand made an excellent Arthur. Next is Helen Mirren. Mirren plays Arthur's nanny, Hobson. Hobson starts out as being very dry, but has a lot of deeper emotions that come out over the course of the film. She started out as just having these perfect little one-liners amongst all of Arthur's crazy antics, but later became less of a punchline and more of a moral compass for Arthur. Her and Brand had the most amazing chemistry. Their one-on-one scenes were incredible to watch. Next is Greta Gerwig. Gerwig you may remember from January's No Strings Attached. In Arthur, she plays the real love interest, the one that he's actually in love with. I just gotta say, if she was put with anyone besides Russell Brand, she would have stolen the show. Kind of hard to take the spotlight away from him. But Gerwig was astonishing. Adorable, hilarious, and such an amazing honesty in her character. Lastly is Jennifer Garner. Lately, Garner has really been growing on me. She's showed a capacity to be very intense and very funny. In Arthur, she's definitely showing off her comedic side. A dark comedy. She's Arthur's wife-to-be, the business partnership thinger. She was sinister, possessive, and downright crazy, but still very funny. I don't know if it fit perfectly in this movie, but it definitely worked. And she was surprisingly hilarious. So let me just start this part off by saying that the original Arthur is one of my all-time favorite movies. I was a little on the edge about seeing what they would do with the story. And I mean, nothing will ever replace Dudley Moore and John Gielgud. But the beauty of this movie is that they weren't even trying to. It was a completely different film altogether. The way it looked, the way it felt, some major plot devices, it was just a different approach. I don't think they could have done this film without Russell Brand. No one in the business has the ability to say so much by saying so little and have it be hilarious. A quality that must have rubbed off a bit on his co-stars. I'd say my only complaint was the fact that I couldn't remember everything they said, because it was just one great line after another. It did have its dramatic moments, but it picked itself up elegantly and appropriately. It was just a great time. In conclusion, I would like to give Arthur a 9 out of 10. It's just pure fun in movie form, and a great remake of an equally great movie. So that is it for this week's edition of Talkies. Signing off for FingerLakes1.com,